Welcome back, the rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Lincoln Wheat Penny. Coins value in today's market. First up, the 1952 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin from the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, and its value in today's market. This penny has no mint mark, and it's in fine condition, so let's explore its design, history, and what it's worth today. Let's get started. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at a time of post-war recovery in the United States. The country was moving forward after the end of World War II, with rapid economic growth and an expanding middle class. The coin was produced by the U.S. Mint, with millions being minted in Philadelphia, as this particular coin has no mint mark, meaning it was minted there. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side displays two stalks of wheat, a design that symbolizes the country's agricultural roots. Now let's take a closer look at the design of the 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny. On the obverse, we have Abraham Lincoln's portrait facing right. The legend around the edge reads, "In God We Trust," and you'll notice the year 1952 just below Lincoln's portrait. On the reverse, you can see two stalks of wheat, framing the words 1 cent in the center. The words E pluribus unum, which mean out of many one, are also inscribed, reflecting the unity of the United States. Since this particular penny has no mint mark, it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and there's no additional mint mark next to the wheat stalks. This 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny is in fine condition, which means it has moderate wear. The details are still visible, but some of the finer details like Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks might be a bit worn. The lettering and design are still legible, and the coin retains its basic shape without major damage. In fine condition, you can see the wear from circulation, but it still holds a strong visual appeal for collectors. It's not in mint or uncirculated condition, but it's far from being in poor or damaged shape. So, what's the value of a 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny? In fine condition today, the value of this penny is approximately $80 to $100 in fine condition on the current market. Although it may not be worth a lot of money in this condition, it's still a piece of history and an important coin for collectors. If this coin were in a higher grade, such as uncirculated, its value could be much higher, reaching $200 to $300. However, even in fine condition, this penny holds its own among collectors, especially those who are putting together a complete wheat penny collection. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a popular coin for collectors, especially for those who focus on the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. Even though it's not as rare as some other years, it's still a coin that holds significant interest for both new and experienced collectors alike. Many collectors enjoy finding pennies from the early years of the Lincoln Wheat series, as it represents a key part of U.S. coinage history. If you're collecting by year or mint mark, the 1952 penny is a nice addition, especially in decent condition like this one. Next up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring the large date and D mint mark, with a gorgeous full red color shade in very fine condition. Let's take a closer look at its design, history, and most importantly, its value in today's market. So let's get started. Produced in 1958, this Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted at a time when the United States was well into the post-World War II era. The country was experiencing significant economic growth and prosperity during the 1950s, making it an exciting time for collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. The 1958 penny marks the final year of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This penny is particularly significant as it's the last of the iconic wheat designs before the Lincoln Memorial design took over in 1959. Let's talk about the design of the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces left, with the inscription, "In God We Trust" above, and the year 1958 clearly visible just below Lincoln's bust. This particular coin features the large date, which was a characteristic of coins minted in this year. On the reverse, the classic wheat stalks appear, with the words 1 cent at the center. This coin also has the words E pluribus unum inscribed along the top. What makes this coin stand out is the D-mint mark, located near the bottom right of the reverse side, signifying it was minted at the Denver Mint. Now, let's not forget the most striking feature of this penny. It's in full red color shade, which means it has retained its original copper luster, and its color is vibrant and rich. The coin is in very fine condition, meaning it has some wear, but the details are still sharp, especially the wheat stalks and Lincoln's portrait. This 1958 Lincoln wheat penny is in very fine condition. The very fine grade means that the coin has been circulated but still retains much of its detail. Lincoln's features are clear, though you may notice a slight amount of wear, especially on his hair, and the finer details of the wheat stalks on the reverse. The red color is still fully intact, which is a key feature that adds to the value of this coin. Now, the burning question. What is the value of a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition with a D mint mark and full red color shade? In today's market, this penny can be worth anywhere from $800 in very fine condition, depending on the demand from collectors and the specific characteristics of the coin. Coins with a full red color are typically more sought after, as they are rarer and more desirable for collectors. Now, if this coin were in uncirculated or mint state condition, its value could be significantly higher, closer to $1,000. However, for a coin in very fine condition, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark and a full red color shade is still a solid find for any collector. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny is an iconic coin in U.S. numismatics, and being the last year of the wheat penny series, it holds special significance for collectors. Wheat pennies have been a favorite among coin enthusiasts for generations, and the 1958 marks the end of this chapter in U.S. coinage history. Next up, the 1951 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, featuring the large date and an S mint mark, all in fine condition. Stick around as we dive into its history, design, and most importantly, its value in today's market. Let's get started. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny was struck during a very interesting time in American history. The early 1950s were marked by the end of World War II, and the United States was rapidly growing into a global superpower. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series had been in circulation for over 40 years by this time, and in 1951, it was still a popular coin among everyday Americans. This particular coin is significant as it was minted as part of the post-World War II era and features some key characteristics of the period, including the large date style. Let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. On the obverse, we have the classic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces left, with the phrase "In God We Trust" inscribed above, and the year 1951 clearly displayed just below his portrait. This coin features the large date variety, which was a distinguishing feature of pennies, minted in 1951. On the reverse, we see the iconic wheat stalks, with E pluribus unum inscribed along the top, and the words 1 cent in the center. The S mint mark, located near the bottom of the reverse, indicates that this penny was minted at the San Francisco Mint, which is one of the key features collectors look for in this year's issue. This 1951 Lincoln wheat penny is in fine condition, which means it has seen some circulation but still retains a lot of its key details. You can still see Abraham Lincoln's face clearly, with only moderate wear to the finer details, such as Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse. There's noticeable wear on the high points of the coin, but overall, the design elements are still well-defined. In fine condition, the coin is still a great piece to add to any collection. So, how much is the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny with the large date and S mint mark worth in today's market? In fine condition, this penny is valued at about $1,000. The condition of the coin plays a big role in its value. Coins with full red color or an uncirculated condition can command much higher prices, but this fine condition still makes it a solid find for collectors. If this coin were in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, its value would be considerably higher. For example, An uncirculated 1951 Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark could be worth anywhere from $1,200 depending on its quality. But for fine condition, the value generally ranges from $1,500. Despite its relatively modest market value, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny is still a favorite among collectors. The S Mint mark adds to its appeal as the San Francisco Mint was one of the main producers of pennies in the 1950s. This particular year is also sought after by those working to complete their Lincoln wheat cent collection. For collectors, the large date variety in fine condition is a nice piece to own. While it might not be the rarest coin out there, its historical significance and classic design make it a popular choice for coin enthusiasts. The S Mint mark version, like the one we're talking about today, has a little extra value for collectors specifically focused on mint variety. Next up, the 1947 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, in good condition. We'll dive into its historical context, design, and most importantly, its current value. So let's get started. Let's set the scene. The 1947 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in a time of recovery and change. World War II had just ended, and America was stepping into an era of rapid growth and prosperity. The Lincoln wheat cent series had been around for over 3 decades by this point, and the 1947 penny carries its own special place in American numismatics. With a mintage of over 1 billion coins, the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny is considered one of the more common coins in the series, but that doesn't make it any less fascinating for collectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this classic penny. On the obverse, we see the beloved Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces left, with the words, "In God We Trust" inscribed above. The year 1947 is prominently displayed just below Lincoln's portrait. This design has been a staple on American coins since 1909, and it's one of the most recognizable depictions of the 16th president. On the reverse, we see the iconic wheat stalks, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. Above the wheat stalks is the phrase "E pluribus unum," and the coin proudly states 1 cent at the bottom. Since this penny was minted without a mint mark, it means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary mint for pennies during this era. This particular 1947 Lincoln wheat penny is in good condition. In this state, you'll notice some moderate wear and aging, especially around the high points of the design, such as Lincoln's beard hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse. While the finer details are worn down, you can still clearly make out the inscriptions and the overall shape of the coin. A coin in good condition typically has smooth surfaces with a bit of wear, but enough detail to make the image recognizable and distinct. Now, let's talk about the value of this 1947 Lincoln wheat penny. In good condition, this penny is valued at around $400 in today's market. While this is not one of the most valuable coins in the Lincoln wheat cent series, it still holds sentimental and historical value for collectors. In very fine or extremely fine condition, the value can rise a bit higher, reaching around $550 depending on the quality of the coin. So, while this coin may not bring in a fortune, it's still a great piece to own if you're looking to complete your wheat penny collection. Now, if you have this coin in uncirculated condition, or if it has some rare errors or unique features, you could see a more significant increase in value. But for the good condition version, the range I've mentioned is a typical price in today's market. So, what makes the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny so appealing to collectors? Well, even though it's a relatively common coin, it's still a piece of history. Many collectors are drawn to the Lincoln wheat cent series because of its enduring legacy and classic design. If you're a beginner collector or working on completing a set of Lincoln wheat pennies, this 1947 penny is a solid and affordable choice. Coins without mint marks from the Philadelphia Mint are also particularly sought after, and having a 1947 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition is a great way to add another milestone to your collection. It's a perfect coin to showcase the ongoing history of American currency, and it remains one of the foundational pieces of any numismatist's collection. In conclusion, the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in good condition, is valued between $700 in today's market. While it might not be the rarest or the most expensive coin, it's still a cherished piece for collectors and a nice addition to any collection. The classic design and historical significance of this penny continue to make it a popular choice among coin enthusiasts. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have any 1947 Lincoln Wheat pennies in your collection? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting.